Hello, friends, and welcome into the TexAgs Rewind presented by Specs, the 4-time Retailer of the Year. I am David Nuño, and we are breaking down today's show. Reese Nygren, your favorite part of the program was?
The final countdown.
What about it?
I like the pick six,
Because you're involved?
Yeah, because I'm involved.
You get to talk a little bit?
Yeah,
so.
I like the conversations that we had today about other teams' non-conference
Yeah, that was
games.
good.
Yeah,
you got brought into the conversation.
I know. I actually was a part of the conversation. I liked it.
You are now a member of the final countdown.
Well, thank you.
Nick, your favorite part of the show, buddy?
SEC Mike today. I like SEC Mike. I like how he's gotten into like a Lee Corso style fake out whenever he's picking our game at the end of his hit. So I think that's kind of funny. I enjoy that.
Good call. Anybody else or anything else make the rewind?
Not really. I mean, OB, Billy.
OB was great.
Final countdown, SEC Mike.
Yeah, check it. You want to run your mouth for a minute?
I do all the time.
3 things we want to see, brought to you by the Brazos Running Company, your local Aggie-owned specialty running store where you can find Brooks, On, and Hoka shoes located at Century Square below the Star Cinema Grill in College Station. OB, what are 3 things that you want to see?
I want to see Taylor Green in the pocket. When he's in the pocket passing, I'm not nearly as concerned as when he breaks out and starts running. So I want to see that. I want to see A&M's defense just play the level of defense that we've accustomed to seeing them play. They've kept their last 3 opponents under 100 yards rushing. Yep. Let's do that again. And
they do that again, they win again.
Yeah, that's why I said let's do that again. And I want to see Marcel Reed have a really productive game and not forcing passes, taking the check down if the big play's not there.
I agree. Let's go through mine. Ball control.
Okay.
I want to see a smart football game on the road. Just control the ball. Don't get dumb penalties. Just be a smart football team.
Okay.
Right. We saw that last game. They were a very smart football team. Outside of 1 interception, the penalties were low. They just played a smart game.
Yes.
Okay. A ground game that grounds and pounds. I want to see running without Le'Veon Moss. I want people to remember that this team can still run the ball without Le'Veon Moss. I want to see a ground and pound attack.
I think you might see more big runs because there's more speed. And again, I think from what I can gather, I think that Arkansas defense at least looks like they're somewhat challenged when it comes to speed.
And also, can we take their will early?
Yeah.
Not a game where you give them hope in the second half. Not a game where they get up 14-7, 14-0. Take their will. You score on your first drive. You score on your second drive. You score on their third drive. Good night.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think I gave you the stat the other day, but I'll just remind you. Outside of the Tennessee game, they had scored 10 points in their previous 3 games in the second half. I think they scored 7 against Ole Miss and 3 against Memphis. Okay? So 10 points in their 3 previous games in the second half. They scored 14 against Tennessee in the fourth quarter playing catch-up, but they scored nothing in the third quarter. A&M has a nice lead at half. The adjustments that Coach Elko makes, game will be over.
Yeah, I really think this is going to be a really fun game. Again, the road, I think the Aggies are overlooking how difficult this is going to be to go on the road in the Southeastern Conference. I know they got it done at Notre Dame. I know you were up there, Billy, but I don't respect Notre Dame as a home field environment. I respect Southeastern Conference stadiums as home field environments. So I think this is going to be an insane environment. This is Bobby P. trying to land the job. I was wildly impressed. If Arkansas doesn't turn the ball over last week, they beat Tennessee. I mean, I don't know if enough people realize that. Probably should have beaten Tennessee. I think perhaps the best offense in the Southeastern Conference is Arkansas. I like Bobby P. to ride again.
Wow.
To another close loss. A&M beats them 34-31.
Yeah, I agree in the fact that I think it's dangerous. I think it's going to be close. I will defend the Notre Dame environment, having been, around and throughout the SEC for the last now 14 years, believe it or not. That night, that was an SEC type environment. It was loud. It was energetic. It was kind of nonstop. I think, Mike, that had a lot to do with they were the defending national runners-up playing their first home game. They'd lost one. They were desperate, and it was a night game, and just the way the game went. They blocked a punt for a touchdown after the first drive, and it was a wild shootout. So I think all that combined, the Notre Dame folks themselves said, everyone I talked to said that was as good an environment as they've ever had there. So I think that was an outlier. I agree with SEC, but that was hostile. It was tough. It was pressure packed. I think this will be a lot of the same. But yeah, I think A&M is just the better team. And I'll be honest with you, I know Arkansas came close to beating Ole Miss. I know they came close to beating Tennessee, and I know they came close to beating Memphis. And they probably should have beaten all three of those games. If you're sitting there in Fayetteville or in that coach's chair, you're going, we should have won all three. I'd be saying that. You'd be saying that if that was the Aggies. With that said, I think A&M, and going back to what you said, Mike, about through half a season, I think Texas A&M has been, through half a season, noticeably better football team than Tennessee. And I think they beat Memphis. And Ole Miss is another one that I'm not completely sold on. So, yeah, I think this is – A&M is more like Notre Dame. Yeah. If you're looking at those teams' schedule in terms of being balanced. So we'll see. But I agree. I think it's a close game, and I think the Aggies escape it.
What caliber of championship potential this team has on how they take care of inferior opponents on the road? Agree or disagree?
Agree, but disagree. Because they don't play. I don't know that they play any other inferior opponents on the road. And I know you and I and anybody that's watched Arkansas gives them plenty of credit because of how worrisome their offense is and the location and potential weather, the environment there. We get it. But they're still, record-based and I think top to bottom talent-based. They're inferior. They're going through, they're with an interim coach. Look, they're not going to play another game like this year. I mean, they're going to do it. They're going to do it at home against the South Carolina team that's not playing so great right now. So maybe it'll be a good test for that one. But the whole thing about this particular test, I think it's pretty unique to the season. So I think it's a vitally important game. We talked about the reasons why earlier this week. Think about what a win or loss does in your quest to get to 10 wins. You defend Kyle Field and to have to win one of three. Again, not that that's what anyone over there in Bright's worried about, but that factually to have to win one of three against LSU, Texas, and Missouri sounds a hell of a lot more manageable than having to win two of three. So this is a big one for a lot of reasons, ton of reasons. But look, they're not going to have a test like this. I think it's more comparable. I mean, you bring up a great point when you go compare it to other A&M teams. How about last year when A&M went to Auburn? And I wouldn't even count South Carolina because they were starting to play really good football at that time. But going and losing to Auburn and taking your eye off the ball when they were trying to get to Atlanta. So, I mean, it's maybe a direct comparison to say, hey, how far has this team come in year two under Mike Elko? I think that would actually be the kind of the discussion, right? Would be, let's see how far they've come in a year's time in that particular department.
And then the last game, for the first time since 2013, the number 14 Texas A&M Aggies head to Arkansas to face the Razorbacks at 2:30 on Saturday. Texas A&M is 7.5-point favorites.
I took the Aggies. I think it's going to be a 10-point or more win.
Yeah, I'm going A&M. I don't think we make it that close.
I think all of it sets up in Arkansas's favor, except that Mike Elko and Texas A&M football team. That's the one problem in this perfect plan for what's going on in Fayetteville. You throw in potential weather, and as we sit here today, I haven't checked the weather update, but you throw that in. I'll take Arkansas to cover, Texas A&M to win.
going against everybody so far.
Yeah, I think the Aggies win. I actually think the Aggies win by a touchdown.
I hope it's not that close.
Well, I always have a hard time with this one because of how the game's always played, and you're doing it up there. Again, I feel very confident in A&M. It might be that they're up by 14 and Arkansas gets a late touchdown. I just think the Aggies win. I'm on upset alert enough because it's a road SEC game, and you're playing a team that can score points. But I have confidence in the Aggies to go on the road, handle business, and win. It's hard for me at 7.5 not to go over though, because I do think I see the way that A&M beats them by a lot more than a touchdown. So that is in play, which is a good feeling. But I just think you're always safer to pick the competitive down, 4-quarter SEC road game.
By the way, I'm looking at the weather. So I saw a weathercaster out of Fayetteville say that he thought the rain would move out before the game.
Mm-hmm.
But according to the Weather Channel, thunderstorms beginning at 11 a.m. and continuing through thunderstorms till 4 p.m. and then rain until 11 o'clock at night.
God dang it.
Wow.
So that's the Weather
Gotta
Channel.
overcome, man.
All right, Nigrin, you're going to close it out, but you're going to have to use, since today the jokes were about the hair, we're going to close it out with something, let's get it on for MMA, all right, for the UFC. You got to use that in your closeout.
All right. So whenever you're watching the TexAgs Rewind, you're going to you're going to comment, and to let's get it on, you're going to subscribe to watch some more.
Can you do that voice again, but say something different? I don't know.
David has a really short haircut.
Okay, and then say, ooh, yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Not bad. Good job, Tree.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.